combat pistol on the market. It is the successor to the Walther P99, and I would say also to the PPS, which is pretty much like the P99, but it's a slim line. But anyways, like I said, this is the Walther PPQ. And of course it was first produced in 2011 with the M1 model, which had the lever action magazine release. And here today I'm going to show you the Walther M2 model, which was presented at the beginning of this year, 2013, which has the button release, like your more traditional American style pistols that we're used to. That was the whole concept behind it, the American market. Of course, they have different models. The Walther PPQ, PPQ Tactical. They got the Navy model, the SD, and the first edition. I believe that's all of them. But I don't know. Let's go ahead and flip this around so we can actually see what we got here. Of course, you can see this has 1, 2, and 3 magazines, but it only comes with 2. I actually called Walther USA up and bought one. Very expensive magazines, by the way. That's about the only downside I have to the whole thing, is that the magazines probably run about 45 to 50 bucks a pop. And of course, this is the M2 because it has the 2 cutouts on each side, and the M1 has a little bit higher with just 1 cutout. So let's put these extra magazines up here. Of course, right here you can see that we have a speed loader from Walther. It's like a traditional speed loader like you get on, say, Springfield. Let's bring out the pistol. Now this is the Walther PPQ M2 model. Like I said, as you can tell with the button release here, instead of the traditional flange release, almost lost the camera there, flange release that we have on the M1 model. You can see we have a Glock-like trigger here. That's one of the, I guess you'd say, good things about this pistol, is that this trigger is known for its superb break. I mean, I think it's the QRT, quick reaction trigger. I believe that's what it's called. I don't want to lie and say that's exactly what it is. I'm not 100% sure about that. Let's go ahead and push this case out of the way so we can get a better look at it. Okay. Okay, this is loaded, as you can see. So we're going to unload it. It's not one in the chamber. No, like I said, this is the now these, believe it or not, these magazines are actually made in Italy. They're actually really high quality blued steel mags, and 15 rounds. And I got some MagTech 115 gram plus P in there. Golden bullets or whatever. I'm not sure exactly what. Golden Guardians, I think that's what they're called. Anyways, because, you know, I need at least 3 to do my training with, so let's go ahead and try to see if we can lock this back. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do this. Let me put this down real fast. Okay, well, I guess we can start it with the basics of this pistol. This Walther PPQ weighs approximately 21.7 ounces, believe it or not, so it's not too heavy. They make 2 models. Well, two different chamberings, I would say. They got 9mm, and then they got the 40 Smith & Wesson. Empty weight is 24.5 ounces. You can see it does resemble a P99 from the front. So it does resemble a P99 quite a bit. This actually, from what I understand, the PPQ was actually designed from the Polish version, because the Poles actually have a I guess you say, contract to license this, and they have a P99 that looks just like this, but it's a pretty much for their special forces and their police units, as far as I know. I believe from here all the way to here, when it's closed, of course, it's 7.1 inches, 7.1 inches long, I believe. And of course, the barrel is 4 inches. And this, as far as I know, they only make this one size, which is a 4-inch barrel is pretty good for me. You know, I'm not gonna complain. So I mean, a 4-inch barrel seems pretty adequate for, you know, accuracy and, you know, self-defense, or a combat pistol for that matter. The width of the pistol is actually 1.3. You would say it's skinnier because of the top here, but it actually, you know, it slowly goes down to the base, you can see. So it gets a little thicker. So from here to here, it'd be 1.3 inches. Now, they do make a third chambering for European markets, which is a 9x21, which is pretty much our 38 Super. But the 9x21 is for markets, for countries that aren't allowed to have rifles or pistols chambered in military calibers, as far as I understand. So there is a third one, but, you know, not for our market. Now, the action is a short recoil operated locked breech design. You know, like the, you know, with the tilting barrel and everything. That's pretty much, that was designed by Browning himself, of course. So Browning was a very intelligent man, invented a lot of different cartridges and weapons for that matter. So much respect to that man. Standard velocity you get out of here, I guess, depending on the ammo, but the standard velocity would be about 1,400 feet per second, I would say. Around that, and then with the 40, it's probably around 1,200, maybe 1,150, I'd say. Yeah. The effective range, from what I've researched and shot myself, I would say it was probably 50 yards with the 9mm. Not sure with the 40. So I guess someone with the 40 is going to have to do that test and get back with me and let me know what kind of results they got. Of course, the you got different magazines for different, I guess, states. They got 10, 15, 17 round mags. This is a 15. Haven't seen 7. Well, I do have 17 round mags, but it has a finger extension, and I don't like it because it's way too long. Of course, for the 40, it's 10, 12, and 14. So you can see here they do have interchangeable back straps with the PPQ. You got your large back strap here, which has a little, you know, has that beaver tail. It kind of goes up underneath the pistol right here, and of course it locks in through here. So this is a large back strap, and you can find its indication right here. It's an L. This has a I can't think of the type of texturing, but it's pretty good texturing. It's actually quite sufficient, and, you know, grips well. Of course, this is the small back strap, as you can see where it indicates it right here. And then, of course, on here we have the medium back strap, which is perfect for my hands. And we do have a flared magazine well for better, you know, magazine insertion. Well, for me, I mean, it works for me, you know. And of course, you have your standard 3-dot system. Now, these aren't the stock sights. These are actually Trigicons that I actually purchased and put on here. So, don't know if it'll focus on these or not. I doubt it. But anyways, yeah, these are Trigicon sights. And very good. Meprolite's alright, but I think Trigicon does a little better with the jeweling process in there to keep out, you know, oil and shit when you're trying to clean it. And they, to me, they're a little bit brighter, and the white insert is a lot more contour to the sights. And of course they are adjustable for windage, not elevation, but windage. Okay. And of course the PPQ also stands for I believe it stands for Police Pistol Quick Defense. That'd be PPQD, but that's what it's supposed to stand for, is Police Pistol Quick Defense. And this is a striker-fired weapon. Very well thought out, made weapon, made by Karl Walther. I guess in Germany they call it Sportwaffen of Ulm, which is for the law enforcement security forces. All in all, I believe. So it's the lock breech I was talking about for the barrel. That's the barrel is a lock breech design from Browning, and that was actually first introduced by the Browning high power, which had the cam lock system. And that's a lot of pistols actually use that today, believe it or not. Regardless of what you would think, I mean, a lot of pistols don't give credit where credit's due, like I think they should, but that's the truth. That totally is the truth about it. Now, like I said, this is a striker fire system, but the thing about this striker fire system is that it is if I can get it focused. This striker fire is it's preset. It's a preset striker, which makes the trigger awesome, break beautiful, which is a quick defense trigger. And of course, when you pull it, pretty much it engages and disconnects the lever, which the sear hook is pushed up and then released, and then it's released a fully already preloaded striker. So the I guess pulling the trigger doesn't partially load the striker spring as it does with the Glocks. So that would be the difference. But but the trigger pull is due to the trigger and the disconnector springs for the most part, from what I've researched and done and everything myself. So it does have a short trigger. The trigger travels from see, to clear this thing out. The trigger travels I believe 9 millimeters, which is 0.4 inches. Okay, and that's where it stops. Okay, it stops right there. And then once you stop right there, let's try it. Well, zoom, and then look at that. That's a beautiful trigger, and it's approximately 5.5 pounds, I believe. So, and also with it resetting, I can load it. Hold on. No big deal. I don't think I loaded. Well, I wish I could show the preset, but anyways, you get the idea. The trigger is beautiful on this thing, so I would recommend this pistol. It's pretty accurate to me. With also the mag release, you can switch it out. You can, take it out and then make it left or right, depending on if you're a left or right hand shooter. But again, this is the Walther PPQ. I'm just trying to give you what it's about. Pretty much, there's not seen a lot of pistols about reviews like that, so I just want to let you know. Pretty much, it's what it's all about. Just it's a really well designed pistol. Oh yeah, and this rifling that you're looking at, the type of rifling, if you're curious, it's called button rifling, which pretty much they take a blank barrel, stick a certain specially made tool, and pretty much pull it through it, and that makes the threads that way. I believe that's how it is, but that's called button rifling. But again, this is Karl Walther Ulm Sportwaffen, made by Walther.